Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, and Will's Outlook. The squeeze continues in Bitcoin, and for equities, I mean, the chop continues, right? I mean, it's been kind of, I would say, much of the same throughout the course of this week. CPI be damned. I really thought that we would get a little bit more volatility in this market over the course of, even just this week, but really more so September. So far, we haven't quite gotten it. But I will say, one thing that has continued to surprise, right, is that we just have Bitcoin continuing to just grind higher, stopping shorts out, and also, some very aggressive long flow coming in from ByBit that, I'm curious, do they know something, or is it just, very overzealous positioning in my eyes? I guess we'll see. But there is a bit of a spot bid under price at the moment. Some speculation on who it could be. We'll let the dust settle, but right now, I think all that matters is that Bitcoin's price has progressively floated higher all week. And now you are getting towards an area where I believe if you continue to push price, it's probably very uncomfortable to be a short, right? And you probably take a lot of short positioning out of the market. And I would say squeeze higher than just 27K, possibly even to 28. But that's still on the table, right? I mean, bulls still have to prove, that they can break above that. I think that grayscale consolidation structure that, scammed so many people, bears and bulls alike, when it occurred. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be interested in watching that as well as kind of what equities do today, right? Because we did gap up about 0.5%. I did see some weakness in the NASDAQ earlier today, but I assume it's kind of dissipated because it looks like the S&P is basically back to where it opened the day, or maybe a little bit higher. I do think that stocks are kind of at an inflection point in and of themselves as well, in the sense that, this is kind of an area where it's like I was saying yesterday, is this now a spot where, not all news is good news for equity markets, in the sense that, yesterday with a CPI print like that in the past, we probably would have, maybe traded lower and then eventually squeezed higher. And I would imagine we would have had a trending move out of it. So far, we just haven't had that. There hasn't been, I don't think, enough risk appetite yet in this market to see stocks float, back to above the summer highs and possibly even right to new all-time highs. Because I do believe the end of September is more or less going to set the stage for the type of market that we should expect into the end of the year. I think that is going to be pretty telling and probably goes without saying. But yeah, no, I'm looking across the board here, guys, and it seems like I said, I mean, we've got indexes up 0.5%. We got Bitcoin squeezing a little bit, but I will say I'm a little bit surprised by the lack of follow through that we've seen on altcoins. And we did get the dump on the euro. I'm glad that Tucker's pointing that out right now. It could potentially be leading Bitcoin, and maybe why you're seeing such low levels of strength in altcoin markets that reflect, risk and beta to Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, I'm praying, guys, that we get some resolution in the end of the week. Even if that's to the upside, I want to have some clarity as far as what the market, or kind of, what to expect from the market here into the end of September, but it just hasn't really shown its hand very much. We're probably right around the monthly open. We're probably right around the monthly open if I had to guess. I guess we are. We're like 500 or 600 points above the monthly open. So pretty much where we started September at the end of the day. But I'm going to open up the floor. I want to get these guys involved, get their opinions on the market, get their opinions on equities, crypto. What's up, guys? Floor is open. What are you guys seeing in the markets? Oh, we lost.
Wait, where will go?
There he is. I got him back. Oh, okay, wait, he's probably getting his burrito. Yep, there he is. He's getting his burrito.
Will's walking around.
I wanted to open up with people being able to see my background. That's all.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, equities actually look kind of good here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Equities look really strong. It's at a weird spot still. I mean, it's hard to want to position with conviction here because it's so damn choppy. It's just been like up, down, up, down, up, down every 2 hours. So it's hard to want to position here. In regards to crypto, though, yeah, wow, equities are looking pretty good here. I might have to nibble the forbidden fruit here and long into resistance here, but I'm not sure yet. With crypto, I mean, the structure doesn't look terrible. What's a little bit concerning is how we got here. I mean, ByBit opened 40 million in longs, like right around the New York session open, and that's always a little bit of a concerning sign to see, specifically ByBit being the aggressor into what was typically sort of a point of resistance, and that's really where we're at on the chart right now. I mean, this is an area where we've had a little bit of stickiness before, so to see ByBit getting very aggressive right into it, it's not the healthiest sign, but what matters more is what happens after we're here. So does somebody else come in? Do we get some follow through? Possibly. I mean, the structure doesn't look bad. I've definitely seen worse. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, anyways, I don't know. What's going on? Will, what are you seeing, man?
You already know.
I don't. That's why I asked. No, I don't.
No, I talked about it yesterday. The amount of interest I think in the higher ranges is actually there, man. It's actually there. It's interesting that we bounced out of where we did. We got back above 25K. We held the range. I mean, the swing high makes sense for me. Now, the real question here is, do we go to 28K and fill that whole move, right? Before we attempt to part down. And I think that this is what a lot of people were ignoring, is that, you had your FVG at the higher ranges there from that nice little BART back down that had to get filled again. And you really have to see price get above that to be bullish, right? Which, if you look at the high there, what is it at, Tucker? Roughly about 28,250?
Yeah,
in that range.
28,150.
All right, so you want to see price get above 28,150 if you're a bull. If price comes up and rejects at 28K, okay, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. That would obviously be them just coming in, filling the inefficiency before they come back down to, ultimately probably break through that 25K zone. If we come up and hit that 28K and come back to 25K, I have almost no doubt at that point that we're going to break 25K, right? If we come through that 28K and we flip it into 28.5, we could possibly flip the zone of support and roll back into the highs. That's just the reality of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair assessment. I really do. Now, could we catch a rejection somewhere sooner? Yeah. My range was 27 to 28. So you could see a rejection at 27. You can see a rejection at 28. What you want to see is this move up, and you want to see it reject just as fast as it did at the previous run up and run down, right? If we catch another rejection, that's a lower high at 28, and you're coming back down to support range lows, which means you'll probably go through it. Now, the question is, do we deviate below, or do we go through it, come back, retest, and roll over again into a lower price range? We got to be able to assess that this is. See, the thing that a lot of people aren't looking at is and here's the thing. I'll point out the obvious for the bears. All right, I'm going to point that out. You had the 1 push, the 2 push, the 3 push on your left, right? Those are all green pushes. There's no pullbacks, no markdowns. Those are all markups, right? Could you go ahead and identify those real quick, Tucker? Just so the audience can tell where those are at.
What, just the peaks?
The pushes. No, your pushes.
Okay. So,
yeah, your big pushes.
Here.
Yeah, you can go there, and then the next one, and then the next one. That's 3 pushes, right? What we moved into, and this is what we had to assess, is a markdown. So can you go ahead and identify the one on the right, which is our down phase? That's what we call a markdown phase, right? So you get your mark up and you get your mark down. Usually markdowns continue at least twice, right? So a markdown phase doesn't mean it comes back down to the lows. It just means you'll get a second markdown phase after the first markdown phase. Now let's just copy that markdown phase that you have there and put it just below where we are. Because yes, I think we're going to go up, but no. I would do it from the lows.
No, I'm just playing. What here?
Yeah. So if you were to come down and do a second markdown phase, the upside of this consolidation range, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The point is that we mark down, right? A markdown phase can happen more than once. I think a lot of people ignore that. So this is the bear case. The bear case is comes up, hits 28, rejects, comes back into and fills that entire second markdown phase, right? Price then consolidates sideways and then rolls back out of this. That's the bear case. Bull case for here is you come back up, you get about 28.5, you now flip it support, and you start rolling higher. And this markdown phase only happened once. That's your bull case. In my thoughts, right? In my perspective, that's what I would think is kind of going on here. But either way, this is either a move to trap liquidity or it's a move to actually move out of the range. Now, how fast is the move moving, right? That's another thing we need to identify because momentum is everything. And if your momentum is too fast, the fast move is usually the false move. And a lot of people don't understand that, right? They don't understand that if you move too fast in one direction, it's usually the false move. Now, that does not mean anything for markup or markdown, right? That only means anything for consolidation ranges. If you're getting fast moves in a consolidation range, if you're moving up really fast, you're going to come down really fast, right? If you're moving down really fast in a consolidation range, you're going to come up really fast. It just bounces. It's momentum. It's filling the inefficiencies. Basically, the market overreacted to one direction or the other. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Max?
Wait, I think people think that we're here. I think people think we're there because we dumped and then we just kind of bled, right? And we had the little pop, right? And people think we're here, and it's just not contextually accurate by any means, right? And they're just bid 25K again. We'll go back to no. I think it's no.
I get show you what people are looking at. Go on the weekly real quick, Tucker, and I'll show you exactly what people are looking at. Scroll out a little bit. Now just draw your lines out across your lows at the high there.
Yeah, they're seeing this, right? Yeah.
Just draw a line straight across.
Across what?
The bodies. Nope. Right in there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's people are seeing that as support. That's what they're seeing.
Yeah.
And really, in reality, that's a high time frame move. I wouldn't blame them for seeing it as that. But, we have to get below that to really build confidence to the downside on the high time frame.
Yeah, the same thing that happened up here, honestly.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, it's literally a rebalance of both sides.
Yeah, man.
I feel like if you get above the grayscale highs, though, you're not just going to rebalance 28K. You're literally going to go probably all the way to the highs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get above here.
Because then you're literally just printing a repeat of the bottom.
Yeah, it'd be literal. Yeah. It would be exactly the same. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, my bear case is not us going to 28K. My bear case is us turning around right now.
You know what I find funny when people discuss, because Real Underskill brought up a kind of a funny point. He said it's really funny how death crosses draw people back in. Does anybody remember the death cross in 2021? Where that occurred?
Let me get it up here.
It was probably at like the bottom. I mean, I don't even know it. Like, I don't use death cross.
It was at the bottom.
I bet it was at the bottom, but
yeah. And everybody always says death cross and fall. It was at the bottom before Bitcoin flipped right back up.
What was the here?
Right there.
Well, we still had a little lower to go, but
I mean, we basically ranged the same area. I mean, there was a bounce in there, but like if you were to take a line across, you retested the same support over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, you drew down about 17%. Well, 18. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's lagging. It's just showing you that like momentum is a bit cooked, right?
Yep. And that's why the downside thesis isn't bad, because yeah, you could still roll over to the downside. It doesn't have to be right now. It could be next month. You can still roll over to the downside a little bit, right?
Yep.
But the death cross is good. Good.
That's your pre-having your death cross 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it popped a little bit, and then it absolutely nuked.
But you got it twice in that area, right?
What do you mean?
So you got it there, and then you got it again over for the there. Yep.
That was COVID. Yeah, that was COVID.
But you still got the cross.
Yeah. I don't know. We debated this with Naka and Jackus for like an hour on Space the other day, and it was just.
But do you see how I just pointed that out with Bitcoin up at the highs in 2021 when we got to the lows, and it basically the full market reversed? I think a lot of people see death cross and they think it's going to dump the same amount.
Those lows took a lot longer to form, though. Which is
it's a long consolidation range.
With this range, is we just haven't spent that much time in it as a whole. Like 2.5 weeks is not that long, or 3 weeks. Like the summer range in 2021, we were in there for a full 6 weeks, and we were stabbing at the lows basically every single week.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I don't think we're coming out of the range. I want to be clear about that. Snorlax. Like I think we remain in this compact area of liquidity between 25 and 31. And we can definitely go below it at some point, right? We can dip lower at some point, roll into that 20K zone, and then roll back into the 25 again, and just keep rolling sideways forever. And I don't mean like forever, obviously, but I think this is just one big massive consolidation range that will end up barting down to, or black swan eventing down to 20K and then roll back into 25 again. While everybody's looking for 15.
Maybe they take it there.
But is 25 even a black swan? Like I wouldn't even consider that a black swan if we go back to
20K.
Oh,
20K.
I don't even know if I'd consider that a black swan, to be honest with you. Like that's a correct.
It's not for us.
A black swan would be like new lows.
But tell me how coincidentally it would look if we went back to 19, only 4K from the 5K zone. When you look at something like COVID, where we didn't hit the lows and we did a very similar move, right?
What? To this?
No. If you go to 19K, your percentage drawdown to your low is almost the same as what it was when we basically COVID lows.
Didn't we have like 60-70% drawdown from kind of the start of that drop though?
Scroll out a little more. I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about.
Here?
Yep. So see your consolidation low right there? Like at the very, very, very bottom. Nope. Very, very, very bottom. To your left.
Oh, this?
Yep. Go ahead and draw the very bottom right there. Now go ahead and draw that wick where we basically came into the range. Now come over and scroll out far and go over to where we are now. And draw a line at the very, very, very bottom. And now draw one at 19K. And then zoom out. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but you'd have to get. I mean, COVID was.
It doesn't have to match precisely, but it's almost like a black swan event.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying is like, bro, you drew down 50% without COVID happening.
What's the high to the low of where we are? There you go.
Where we are, where we went, it was 20%. We're 15 now.
If we go to 20,
we need to hit at least 30%, man.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if you hit 50, that's obviously a double bottom, but
It's a double bottom, yeah.
19K would make so much sense though. Fill the
But
CME gap, fill the wick, 38%. That is on the money for a pre-having year. Like it would be perfect. But
do you see how I'm kind of like putting 2 and 2 together between the two bottoms there?
yeah.
Not saying everything's gonna match perfectly, but I'm just saying like that's your play out, right? That's your card. That a lot of people are gonna be looking for lower, and they're not gonna see this thing coming, and it's gonna repeat all over again, right? That's why like bidding at 25K for me, like I know it doesn't make sense for everybody, but this, and I'm not bidding like throwing my bag in here, like I'm just taking bites, right? I think it makes sense to take bites here.
Taking bites of the burrito.
Yeah.
Hey, carne asada.
Ooh, banger.
I'm gonna make a bison ribeye breakfast burrito after this. And it's gonna be insane.
So every time you say bison, I think jerky.
I had some jerky and it was fantastic.
Have you guys ever had salmon jerky before?
No, that sounds good though.
It's
really?
fire. Yes.
Have you had the elk?
Yes, I think I have had it once. It was pretty good.
Pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. Wait. Oh man, we should get our special guest on here, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, Max, you want me to send our friend a link? I don't see him in here, bro.
I don't see him, man. I don't think he's in.
Oh, man.
Hold on, I got to send out the tweet. I think he comes from the tweets. Hold on.
I got him. I got him in the DMs. Hang on. All right, I sent it to him. We'll see if he follows through. But yeah,
I'm starting to think equities are gonna rip, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see 45.20.
I could see new high of year on QQQ, and I hate to admit it, man.
I haven't even looked at the Qs.
I could see this thing just absolutely blasting from here, man.
Way more bullish than Spoos.
Yeah,
that looks so bullish to me, man. And we've had some like not ideal news the past couple days, and it's just absorbed everything again, man. We've seen this before.
There you go. Yep. We have
Little
seen it.
I mean, is this an authentic bid though, or is it shorts closing? I think that's what I would question.
I think it's an authentic bid, man, because we dropped both mornings, the previous 2 mornings, and it got sucked right back up. I don't think that's shorts closing. I literally feel like because it fires into demand zones is what I'm seeing. Like,
and we keep retesting the high demand zones too, not the low demand zones. Like we were just low. Now we're
like,
pushing into the high.
You know, it's a strong trend when every time you fire into like a key level, it immediately gets bid up. Just immediately. God, why won't it let me share my trading view? Like sometimes doesn't let me do it. Yeah, man, I think they're gonna rip QQQ, man. Honestly,
Sept to November. I wanna play with what Roy Tyrell said. Sept to November.
Oh yeah, the FTX.
Ooh. Yeah, I like it. Hang on.
No, but I think for context, we should bring up the whole thing with Solana because a lot of people aren't understanding the context of some of that, right? Like, I understand some of that's going to dump, but like, there's some that's not going to dump. Looking into it, I believe when I looked into it last time, Solana was like on a 5-year lock contract. Like, even if they want to sell it, they could sell it OTC for losses. And then, they can get their money immediately, but the person who buys it is stuck with it for like another 5 years. I don't know if anyone wants to take on that kind of risk.
I just don't see the bull. I know people are trying to paint a bullish picture for Sol because of the lockups, but I actually think, why wouldn't the market just front run them? Yes, there are unlocks coming, but there's also no demand for the Solana token. So, I mean, I'm not just going to assume that the unlocks are bullish because people think they're going to be absorbed when there's no bid on Solana right now at all.
Well, the unlocks are I think the first unlock is like March, and it's a decent size, like 30% of their size, right? But like the rest of that Solana unlock is for, like literally in a 5-year incubator. Like you can't get it out. They can't sell it.
Yeah.
So it's because they can OTC it, but the person who buys it can't sell it for like another 5 years. Like I don't know anybody who'd want to buy that, knowing they have to hold it for 5 years.
They will sell it eventually.
Yeah, they will sell it eventually. But here's the thing: I don't think it's bullish for Solana. That's not what I'm saying at all, right? Like I do think that if people are expecting Solana to just full on puke, it can't do it from that because there's just nothing there to dump, right? Outside of March. But if we get into beyond March, I mean, I think Solana bleeds all the way out personally, right? And then eventually we get the markdown phase in Solana. Because we did get one, and Solana did get wrecked the most out of all the tokens when you look at it from high to low. Like, it got destroyed from that FTX. Like, Solana was the most destroyed token out there from that FTX dump.
And the most? Are you sure it was more destroyed than Luna?
Across the board, bro. Like, when you saw FTX, like, Solana just went straight line down. It looked like Luna.
It did. I remember that. I remember watching Solana just like melt down because it dumped, I think, from 30 to 14 or something like that. And I kind of assumed that it was mostly over, and then it marked down another 50%.
then people really thought it was over when it got into the single digits. Yeah.
I remember we were prospecting the $8 level and just never played it. That was a regret in hindsight. But I mean, it only did a 200%, which is a lot for financial markets, but for crypto, that's not, that's not like completely out of the ordinary. For a large cap, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I like this. I like this fractal that our buddy sent in there.
Yeti 2. When does that timing come out?
Look at the crescendo. October, first week of October, 23K.
That would be miserable if we chop in that, but I could totally see it.
From here until literally the first week of October, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
They're gonna rip Qs, man.
But
rip Qs so hard.
I mean, it would imply that the top is like here for now.
Max, you and QQQ have a relationship like you do with Ethereum.
I was about to say that, bro. It's just like
you quit it.
You just gotta stop, leave it alone. Don't touch it anymore.
Just can't quit it. It's like a revenge thing now. You got to get back at him.
It's his white whale.
It's like I can't let him get away with it. You know what I appreciate though, Max? The fact that you can always see it right before it happens. That's what I appreciate. A lot of people they would refuse to see it at certain points, right? They'll be like, you know what? No, it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But you see it at certain points, and you're just like, yeah, I can see it happening. It's gonna go.
Man, they're gonna chat it. Look at that. Wow.
They are gonna chat it, man. They're gonna send Qs to new highs this year.
Look at that. Look at that bottom candle right there. Right, that first DGen channel right around.
I was trying to show you guys my chart, man, but I won't load my chart on here for whatever reason.
Do you see what I'm talking about there, Tucker?
I think Jackus was right, man. Like he was talking about how we're gonna go to new highs, and even if we get a pause at this next FOMC, there's still a window of time where risk can just stupid rally. Just basically until something goes wrong, probably until early next year, man. That was his timeline. I think we had talking about the same thing. We had a couple reasons to go down this week for equities, and we just didn't.
I need a 45-20 break on the S&P. That's a big level. And I still think that SPY is tracking the Bitcoin redistribution top from 2022.
What is Qs are?
No, the SPY. I'm not dilly-dallying with the Qs, man. I'm not trying to be a hero.
Come on, give them your money. What do you mean?
I mean, I mean, it looks exactly like the Bitcoin redistribution. I already have it massaged if you want me to share my screen.
Yeah, just share it. Just share it. Tommy's an expert masseuse as well.
I do want to bring up though. I think this is like, I don't know if it's just coincidence or what, but I saw a hefty inflow into FinTech. Like, and I know I'm talking about across the board. Like, I was watching people's things, like literally just ping, ping, ping. Like, people were just subbing yesterday before this move on Bitcoin.
Will, have you bought my FinTech yet?
No, people are not buying enough of mine to be able to afford to buy yours.
Come on, Will. Come on. It's cheap. It's cheap.
I had to put more more capital, man. I had to keep on buying people's stuff. I'm not getting any profits from it. It sucks.
Well, you got to pump your own bags.
That's what people keep telling me. They're like, "Hey, reinvest in your own." I'm like, "Yeah, so you can dump on me."
So you can, yeah, that did happen to me actually.
The whole concept of 3-3 is so funny to me when it's like influencers asking you to buy their key for way more expensive than your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this looks the same to me. I think we are getting that pop right there.
Don't show them the bottom, Snorlax.
I won't, but it looks the same as the Bitcoin redistribution from 2022.
Max, I see you.
But if we break the highs like here, then I definitely would not be short.
I've seen this before. They're gonna rip it.
Max is
Tommy, but they're gonna rip it, man. I've seen this.
Max's new name is Max Long.
Max Long. That's good. Oh man.
I just can't shake this, man. I've just seen this shit on the queues, man, all year, and they had a chance the past couple days, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit to have hot CPI and PPI and then just to rip it. I know it's bullshit, but they're flipping levels. They're bidding it, man. They're probably gonna bid it. I like Jackass's timeline, man. I think he might be right on it.
What was his timeline?
Basically, like, we have a pause coming, like, very, very soon, and we're probably going to start getting cuts in, like, I think it was, like, maybe between, like, 5 and 8 months or something like that. I'll have to double check with him. And until we get that first cut, we're just going to basically rip.
Max, you say this like we haven't discussed this whole theory already multiple times. I mean, how many times have we talked about the SPY going to all-time highs before it comes back down?
Dude, I know, but this was supposed to be a complacency shoulder, and I see what they're doing, man.
We get caught in the chop on the way to the direction, and the direction is up. For now. Complacency happens at all-time high when everybody thinks there's going to be a breakout and they want to go max long. You have to condition first.
I can't believe they're doing that shit, man.
I mean, dude, this is all longs, man. They can't let them get away with this right now?
Bro, I heard that at the beginning of the year.
No,
they got away with it the whole year.
No.
They got away with it the whole year, bro.
Everybody's no.
Longs have
not the same.
Tell me, longs have not gotten away with this the whole year.
I mean, we've been squeezing shorts basically all year. I would say that it's been a very
that's what I'm saying.
Horrible market for longs almost all year. Like I don't think that.
I think we're talking about two different things. I'm saying longs have been able to get away with every single move along the way where shorts get getting wrecked.
I mean, once you get enough shorts in, yes. Once you get enough shorts in, it's like completely one directional momentum. But otherwise, I mean, you just see longs getting wrecked for like 2 months at a time before the reversal.
In the consolidation ranges, sure, because your longs don't know what the top and what the bottom is.
Even in trends that we've seen this year, Will, like when we topped at 23K, we bled all the way down to 21, and longs caught the long to a new high, but then we did nothing but bleed from 25 all the way to 19K.
I saw that move. Just saying. Like,
I did too. I mean, I'm just saying, it's not like we haven't had a scenario where, longs are just relentlessly rewarded. The only other exception I can think of is Grayscale, which was purely headline driven. But longs printed off the lows. Don't get me wrong. Like
that's
if
what
you
I'm saying.
off the bottom, you printed a ton of money, but the pain you had to endure to get to that point, like if you try to knife catching longs have just gotten incinerated.
I'm talking about 2023. 2022 longs got obliterated because they didn't know where top or bottom was, right? But 2023, the market's been pretty much up only from these lows. I mean, scroll out.
10 trend days.
Scroll out.
It's had like 10 trend days up. How can you say that's up only?
No. Look. If you caught the long from 19K, you go to 31.
But dude, well, holding that would have been a nightmare, dude. Like,
no. I'm not saying that.
You had to endure some chop. Like, yeah, you had like a few days of like up. Like you probably had a total of like 10, 15 days of when it went straight up. But like besides that, it's been chopping down. You know what I mean?
Well, that's your consolidation range. I wouldn't even call it chopping down. I'd just say it's running sideways. You find
I would say if you bought spot, you could say it's been a decently comfy long. But if you were on perps, it was not fun, I'm sure. If you were long from 16 or whatever.
Well, I'll say this. I was long more than I was short on the way up, and I didn't get wrecked that much. Like I got wrecked like one time.
I mean, I did fine with, as I felt like managing risk with longs was pretty easy this year. With,
that's what I mean by that.
It's way deep at like 19K that one time. But as far as like crowding has gone, the way we've just done it is we end up building a ton of shorts over like a multi-month period, and then we just backfill all of them at the same time and turn them into forced buyers, which is why I think if we get above the Grayscale high, you're probably going to not all-time highs, but you're probably going to new yearly highs.
That's what I think. Yeah. I don't think it's 28K, man. I think it's like Grayscale high 30K.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even kidding.
You got to flip 28.5. You get above 28.5, you're going back to the highs, right? Which is 31. And then you'll probably come back out there, retest, capitulate at the high, test, roll back down to 28. Everybody's gonna like this, the new consolidation range. And then the market will decide from there. Does it come back down lower, or does it continue to consolidate in that range?
This is what I'm keeping an eye on as of right now, just in case. This is a very similar move over here. And I mean, I think the context of it is different, but
I mean, honestly, that's an engulfing candle down there too, from the low.
I mean, this ByBit wick is still a problem, I think, and I think we do end up cleaning that up. But I mean, this is if we spend some time up here, guys, like it's gonna fucking rip, especially if Qs continue to show strength. Like if we do this, dude, I mean, you're talking. That's a terribly drawn line, but you get what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, above Grayscale high, I mean, I feel pretty confident saying you're probably going to new yearly highs. Even if you wick to yearly highs and then close below that red box, I still think you're tagging them at that point. Because you have all the shorts from that previous range that are there are probably plenty of residual shorts there. So if you get, if you start backfilling the move, then you're going to backfill all of it.
Yeah. And I mean, I had a couple scenarios for like going to a new high. And one thing that I was a little disappointed about at the previous high was I wanted this monthly level tagged up here. I wanted this inefficiency tagged, and we front ran it by like, dude, I mean, literally nothing, man. Like it was such bullshit. Like we got so close to it and we just never tagged it. And I'm just trying to think like, what if Qs go, okay, I don't even want to get too far ahead of myself here, man, but I'm just seeing what they're doing with the Qs, and it's just, it should be illegal, man. It should literally be illegal. But Like, what if they do this, man, and we get like this trend line retest up here, and we literally make a new fucking high of the year or something like that, and then go down? Can you imagine?
That'd be horrible.
Can you imagine if we go to like 32, 33K and then down?
I just don't.
We get this
I just
trend
don't
line
think it's
retest
likely, man.
up here.
I just don't think it's likely. I don't prescribe a high probability to it at all. But this is a market that loves to surprise us for sure.
I don't attach a high probability to it either. I like can't believe it, but I'm like, I gotta.
No. Look. Bitcoin is up 1.6% today. Everybody needs to calm down. It's gonna be okay. Like,
Guys, look, I'm gonna show you guys the key spot to watch right here. Okay, so give me just
Wait,
1 second.
Hang on, hold up. I've been looking at this, this area over here on Bitcoin and trying to compare it to like what we've been seeing over here. And what I've been a little bit stuck between is, I'm kind of counting this as like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are we 1, 2, 3, and we're about to get like this last high up
and
here?
then the lower high.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is this just a giant like Wyckoff?
no, the first one is not valid.
Well, no, I was with you, Tucker. I was like, no. We're like, the first one doesn't count. But what if?
Yep. Max knows. See, he's starting to see the light.
No, it's the 3 drive. It's the Ching Chong pattern, is what it's called. And it's either way. I think it's lower high time.
Let me show you guys this real quick. Okay, just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
I need to have some coffee, man. I'm not seeing things straight.
No, you'll want to see this level on PLTR, man. All right, this level here says more likes equals more upside or downside, depending on which side of the trade you're on. That's the level. That's the key level right there. All right. So
guys, we got 58 people watching. We got 22 likes. If you guys are enjoying the stream this morning, please consider supporting the channel by throwing us a like. It really helps the algorithm at YouTube take a liking to us. We greatly appreciate your guys' continued support. Let's see if we can get to 30 likes here pretty quickly. I think we can easily run 40 likes today. We got almost 60 people watching. So guys, thanks so much for being here. If you are enjoying it, please just hit that thumbs up button for us. And also let us know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Markets are in a really, really weird spot right now. I want to be short biased, but my gosh, I'm starting to see a long develop, at least in the equity markets. Bitcoin, it's a little bit different, truthfully. I think there's a lot more stuff going on, but love to hear some thoughts from you guys. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. Please like the video.
So I like to call this Exhibit A, the normie trend line on the RSI, aka the momentum continuation, right? And it appears that we continue to try and play in this liquidity zone. And it's not just this chart I'm seeing it on. I want to point that out too, because I think a lot of people are not paying attention enough to strength, right? And strength is key. So if we look over here, and I'm going to give you Exhibit B, and we'll go to something like Coinbase, because I know some people, they get a little flared up when you show them a Binance chart.
It's not the Binance chart. You like Binance US charts, Will.
So if we look at Exhibit A over here, the normie trend line on strength, what do we see?
I can't see it. Oh, it's bouncing off of that.
Momentum is continuing.
So far.
So far. Yeah. We can go with that. What are we seeing with the stochastic?
I didn't really see anything too noteworthy with the stochastic when I was looking at it.
Where's it at?
I mean, it's at the point where you would consider it to be exhausted on some time frames, or you could argue the momentum breakout. I think the stochastics are a little bit tricky sometimes.
We'll get into stochastics They can be tricky. They can be tricky because they can continue to play the range regardless of which
Yes.
side they're on, right? So that's the tricky part. The best part to use, or the best way to use them, is use them as a hedge against your RSI, right? So like if this were playing the top end of the range on a stochastic, for instance, and we were here, I would think we're going to break down more, right? But because this is playing the bottom end of the range of the stochastic and we're right on trend, it kind of makes me think, do we do this? And that equals this.
I think
And then eventually this.
Even then, the bull case is probably sideways for Bitcoin.
Yeah. And that's why I'm more in the camp of this and this, which means this does this, and then you get a swing out much later. But you can get a deviation before you get a swing out, right? And that deviation brings you back into the range, and that gives you the momentum to break out, right? And at that point, you're probably up here. You break down into that momentum. You probably come up here, come back down in the trend, and then you're in that breakout move from here, like into the halving or whatnot, right? Like this could be like a multi-month range area that people are not looking at. That's really a consolidation range. But yeah, you could still catch a better price. But how long does that better price last?
Let's look at Sol real quick. I just wanna.
And then after that, guys, I want to talk about the quad witching that we have tomorrow.
I mean, dude, look, let's just zoom out. Look at Sol, man. Like, I don't think this is your turnaround spot, Yeah.
Sol's in a full-on downtrend.
We are catching a decent rejection on Sol from here, which I think is an important level. So, yeah.
I mean, for me, Sol's going to have to get above like 25 for me to even consider it. Like Sol is completely liquidity trapped, like to the downside.
You guys ever draw parabolas on open interest?
I can't say that I do, Tucker.
No, I've never seen that before.
I can't say that I do.
It's pretty wild.
I noticed that Ethereum ran some local liquidity though.
Did it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Look at that,
BNB made a
bro.
lower high.
I mean, at this point, I'm starting to question whether Ethereum's going to break though, or whether it's going to continue to trade sideways and Bitcoin continues to chad.
I bet ETH BTC is wrecked, bro.
Everything
is correct, man.
Everything BTC is wrecked.
I feel pretty confident that in my thesis that ETH Bitcoin's distribution range is going to break down. And I think I said at the start of September, I thought it would be within 2 months.
Last gasp right here. Your last gasp, and you're coming down.
I think you got a little bit more, but like you're gonna really break down. You come back down to the red zone.
Yeah, I think you're done. You lose.
It looks if you inverted it, there's no way you would be shorting it, which is kind of funny because.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that's about to put in a god candle. Look at that. I mean, that's literally going to do that.
Oh, man. Look, at the end of the day, I think alts are going to get destroyed. Like, just looking at the BTC. Like, you could pull up, Tucker, pull up BTC Caspa.
BTC?
Caspa BTC. So that's your CAS BTC chart. So a lot of people, they're in this scenario or this fantasy world that this pattern is going to continue. I would arguably say Caspa looks like it's going to get the most wrecked.
Genesis they just confirmed that Genesis is no longer offering trading services through any units in crypto. So Genesis is out of the market. Pretty sure they're an OG.
That's just capitulation, and they'll come back the next bull run and try and capitalize.
That's very bullish capitulation, Tommy.
Yes.
Bullish capitulation.
I can't say getting Genesis out of the market's a bad thing given everything that they did with Grayscale, but
yep. I would also say this too. Like if you guys have been in the market a while, you will see this. I mean, 19 it was the same thing. A ton of these companies washed out and came right back in 2021. right? Rebranding, talking about how they're going to do this and that, and how they learn their lessons, and then they capitalized on the market and they exit strategy at the bottom, which honestly makes no sense. It's like, why did you even write it out this far? Like, why didn't you exit strategy at the top? But I mean, it happens time and time again.
Yeah. Wait. Mic. Okay, it's working. God, man, I'm disappointed with our friend Evan Casey. I have to admit.
Dude, he shows up every single day. He didn't show up today.
The
Maybe
one
he's sick.
day. Huh?
He could be
Can't
sick.
believe it.
Nah, he ain't sick.
He's taking a sick day. I don't feel well.
He doesn't miss a day, man. No days off for Evan Casey. I'll tell you what.
Oh man.
We
no
miss you,
days off.
So the next stream we call it "Where Are You, Evan Casey?"
Where are you, Evan Casey? Yeah, we should.
Evan Casey misses a day, Bitcoin pumps.
Oh man.
Is it
Dude,
a
Evan would be
coincidence?
having so much fun in the comments today if he was here, man.
He really would. He would have loved this chat.
Oh man.
Let's take a look at our good friend Curve.
Oh man, they got it up to 26.7. Bro,
Yeah,
It's
they
over.
pumped it up to 26.7.
it's over.
Wait, no, let me go back. Let me put it on this one.
That is a really ugly looking chart.
Will they save it? Last chance.
Yeah, really last chance. Look at that chart, man. I don't know. Yep, they're cooked. They're probably cooked.
I can't help but see the altcoins very much struggling for any upside. And it just feels like whenever they're just like waiting for Bitcoin to finish up so they can continue their downward trends.
Yeah, I mean, this for me, this move on Bitcoin is much more sustainable than it will be for altcoins. I think once Bitcoin consolidates higher, you'll probably see altcoins run up to their, whatever they're going to go for highs, and then they're going to get pushed right back down.
No, man, look at the highs. Look at the highs for Sol, man. The highs are in. It's done.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly. I'm saying like these,
Tucker, let me
even
ask
if
you
they
a question.
go higher, it's going to be reversal.
Tucker, go back to Sol for me.
Go back
Were you just looking at Sol?
Yeah.
All right, what if you flip that red box right there?
Oh, if you flip
I'm just
it,
curious, what do you think happens if that box gets flipped?
You probably hang on. I'll give you.
PO3.
Yeah, I mean, is there a range in here? No, it's just
No, it's just a downtrend, man.
It's just a downtrend.
I hate trading
man.
Sol for like these reasons.
Yeah,
I mean, I see some equal highs at like 22.
yeah.
Maybe.
You got a
Potential.
bunch.
You got a lot of
highs up here.
Yeah.
You got this is definitely an area.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably go tag up in here if you flip it.
Yep.
But
If you look there, they did that before. See at the triple top high over there on the left, they came up, tapped it once, dropped way down, came back up, hit it again, dropped down again, came up and hit it again, and then rolled. They came up, hit it once, and they could do it two more
My
times.
original TP on my Sol short from 24 was basically just under $18 because I think there's a really solid base right at $18. Maybe just a hair underneath. But I didn't see us initially breaking that level. I thought we were going to hold it. And this could be the hold, right? And then we roll back over. But I do have the trade plan up here. And I ended up covering it, and then re-entering and whatever. So it got a little messed up. But initially I was planning to cover like right at that consolidation right down there, Tucker. Like from June to July consolidation. That was initially where I was going to cover from $24. So
yeah.
You guys want to see the coin that's bringing generational wealth to retail?
You could just do this for a little bit, honestly. Wait,
dude,
yeah.
Look at this, man. Tuned in for Evan. When Evan. Man.
Yes, bro. I'm asking the
Dude,
same
We
thing.
tuned in for Evan too.
I don't know where Evan is, man. Evan said he was going to be here.
I DM'd him the link, so I don't know.
Oh, man, he's sick.
He's not sick, man. Evan doesn't get sick, man.
No.
Oh, look, when you get sick, you get sick. Tucker, you want to see the coin that brought generational wealth to retail?
I would love to.
And that will continue to bring generational wealth. Go ahead and pull up ADA and put it on a monthly.
ADA. The monthly? Jesus Christ, bro. I don't know about this one, man.
That's the Burj Khalifa pattern, man.
Yeah.
Bro, like there were look, I'm not trying to come in here and mean people.
Yeah,
But
you
like
are.
at $3, everybody's like,
bro,
"Hey,
you're
you
poking.
gotta buy some ADA. Why you sell your ADA at $3?" I was like, okay.
Will, you're poking the bear, man. You know that there's some ADA bag holders listening, man.
Dude, I had people literally like ripping my head off and just down my throat. All right. Like about telling them to sell at $3. They were telling me how it was going to 10.
I mean, you could, I don't know, you're in here somewhere probably, but it could be dead.
That's just a long consolidation, man. That's
You could just do that
in
for
there
a
for a
long time.
For a very long time.
you could be in there for a long time.
I'd say probably till there.
The reason I brought this up is because I want people to understand the context of the altcoin market right now. Like if you are buying alts right at the moment, expect to hold those bags for some time.
I would agree with that, man. I mean, this is the perfect environment for Bitcoin dominance to shine. You know, it really
Exactly.
is. I am biased to the short side. Like, I mean, we went over a scenario, right? Like, I suppose I could see us like. It's really hard for me to. It's really hard for me to think Bitcoin goes to a new high this year. It's really difficult for me to get there, but I won't rule anything out. Like I don't think that that's happening, but if that does happen, I mean, I think hypothetically, right? Like, let's say everything bounces here. I don't think you're going to see alts really even do that much. Like, I don't think you're going to see, you might get like a $22 Sol. You know, you might get like a 57 or 58 cent Matic, and you're going to get a much higher Bitcoin. You know, like altcoins are not going to do anything, even if everything rallies. Everything should lag Bitcoin here.
That's precisely why I brought this chart up specifically. Look at Sol. Go back to Sol. Go on the monthly. Scroll out.
I want to go on
show them.
4 hour, bro.
They gotta see it. They gotta see it. Scroll out. This is what people are telling me that I need to be buying.
I mean, Will, let's be fair. Let's be fair. You're buying this.
I am, but look at it. That's much more wrecked.
Are you actually buying that, Will?
I did, yes. Dude, it has remained at 9 cents. Look at it. Look at the drawdown. It's just getting long. It's getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Are you just expecting like a short squeeze on it?
Yeah, I am. Oh yeah. Look at the drawdown. It's like this now. Like they can't push it any lower.
Bro, they can definitely push it lower.
Yeah, they could definitely push it.
I mean, if the project rugs, sure, they could push it lower. But like sellers, they're all sitting there with dust in their wallets where they put in hundreds of thousands of dollars at the top.
Yeah, but
there's nothing to sell. There's literally nothing to sell here.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to go up, though.
I mean, it's anticipation for a squeeze.
I mean, you
right?
could. Yeah.
Oh, you could BART really high off this low. If Bitcoin got like a little mini run, like this is one of the coins that could definitely reverse off of this.
I mean, yeah, you could do it for a little trade, but
the 9 cents range, the 8 cents range, like that's been the play all year, man.
But if you're looking to buy spot, like you might as well just wait 6 months, right? Like,
yeah, I've actually BRY said buy DOT. I actually bought some DOT, so I bought some DOT. I staked it. Decent APR. And I think that there are certain plays out there that are kind of in that range of APR, right? I mean, look at Dot. It's destroyed. Like when you look at things like Sol, they still have room to come down. Significant room.
Yeah, but that could be
I think buying
interpreted.
something just because it's down so much isn't really that safe of a strategy, man. I mean, I'm all about, but
So I'm not coming in GME squeezing, right? I'm looking at the project too. It's a solid team, and it's a layer 0. It's gonna be it's basically the first layer 0. They're continuing to have their I forget what they're called, but their little events or whatever where they bring in new projects. Do you remember what those are called, Tommy? I forget what they're called for Dot.
Oh, the auctions or whatever.
Auctions, yeah. They're continuing to have auctions. They're continuing to get.
You're on mute, Tommy.
You're on mute, Tommy.
It's been a long time since I've talked about Dot fundamentals, man. Parachains, that's what they're called.
Parachains, that's it.
Yep. And the parachains are actually still pretty good, man. They're actually not bad at all. I'm not going to stake my Dot to like get into a project, but I am going to, stake my Dot to get more Dot to sell it to somebody else who's going to buy higher.
Real quick, guys. So we do have 60 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us. We do have 38 likes on the video. Please consider liking the video if you have not yet. If you are enjoying the content so far, please smash that thumbs up button for us. It really helps the channel grow, really helps the robot at YouTube headquarters take a liking to us. So please consider helping the channel by supporting us and hitting that thumbs up button. Furthermore, if you're new here, welcome. This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We go live every single day, 10:30 to 10:40-ish, depending on when we actually get it set up, a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. So if you're new here and you're joining the stream and you're liking it, maybe you like the video and you're like, you know what, maybe I'm ready to take that next step and actually subscribe to the channel. I think that'd be a good decision for a lot of you guys, subscribing to this channel. So please consider liking the video. And also, if you're ready to take that next step, hit that subscribe button. It's a good subscription, I promise you. But back to you guys. We're talking about parachains or something.
No, look. Parachains are still going on. There's lots of devs on Dot. There's a lot of development on Dot. Like I don't think it's a bad play.
Are the devs building?
Are people opening parachains on Dot?
Yeah, are they?
I don't know.
They are. They are, Tommy. And not to mention, I look where everybody else is not. Right? Everybody else is over here busy looking at Sol, busy looking at things like Polygon, like they're going to make you generational wealth or something like that. They're not. They've already 1,000 X's off the floor.
Maybe in a different direction. They can make you generational wealth.
Yeah,
I can see that. But like, I mean, these
the invert blow off top. Is that what you're talking about, Tommy?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Like I love when retail tells me what will make me generational wealth. I just love it.
I do like that. Okay. I mean, I can clearly see Matic building value right at the bottom of its wick from August. So that looks to me like it's ready for bearish continuation. Yeah. Whenever Bitcoin pulls back at all, Matic is going to puke.
I think the low of last market was $2.30 for Dot, and Dot could easily re-reach that, but I don't see it going below that price. Just do the parachain locks, right? And a lot of people don't understand what those are. It's basically you have to lock your Dot up for X amount of time to be able to get into projects, and there's just a lot of locked up Dot because of that.
Oh,
so go back to June, yeah,
building
value at that wick.
Yeah, man,
that's
wow.
That thing's cooked. It has to re-accept back into that lower range of value down there that it just broke down from, or else it's definitely going to expand lower.
Now, Tucker, can you do me a favor? And I know all you guys are going to cringe. All right, put this on the monthly and scroll out.
I'm going to put on the 6-month chart. Oh, jeez.
There you go.
No, I'm not on log. Okay.
I don't see a bottom.
Yeah, no, we're taking that wick, man. This is getting taken.
I still don't see support, even on that wick.
No, I know. I'm saying we're at least coming to take this. We're probably coming.
Bro, I don't see any support to that floor.
Where my FEGs?
There's no consolidation. Yeah, there you go. See,
we're going to
even your
12
indicator
cents.
knows.
There it is. 12 cents. EQ, FVG, 13, whatever. Yep.
And some people may not like that, but that's just the reality of things, man. Like,
there's a free 74% short stream.
free.
It's a free short.
Free.
Cost you nothing.
Marks.
Cost you nothing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying you could trade this in any type of way. I'm just trying to show people the actual trend of these coins. Like, everybody keeps telling me how they have support and how this is the place to buy alts. No, not at all. Like, half of these, they still have downside. Even if Bitcoin goes up.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
The lack of liquidity is causing all liquidity to move to Bitcoin. That's what it's doing. It's causing.
They can't move anything else right now, other than
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Unless, like you said, the liquidity from other places flows into Bitcoin, which we're seeing.
Not to mention too, and this is something I'd like to touch on because you may understand it, Tommy, is price impact. People don't realize you can't come into half of these coins with size because you're going to take massive price impact, which is basically where you go to swap into one of these coins with 100K. It's got 400K in liquidity. You're going to take a 35-40% haircut on your overall liquidity that you're trying to come in with due to size, right? Due to liquidity pool being too undersized on liquidity. So, like, for those of you who don't know, when we're talking crypto, like, these liquidity pools, that they're low on liquidity and you try and come in with size, you get something they call price impact. And that's basically to be able to make the purchase, you're going to lose X amount of your overall capital to get into the coin. These coins have to become more liquid for any type of price action to want to move in, which means retail has to move them out the lows. And then after that, bigger money can step in and start playing with them. But right now, everything's too illiquid for that to happen. So big money is too scared to come in because they're going to take a massive haircut getting in, and then they're going to have to deal with drawdown on top of it, which means they can't get out. So it's too much risk on the table when you look at it from a price impact standpoint to enter a lot of these coins with size and liquidity in an illiquid market. This is why people are buying Bitcoin and they're not buying any of these altcoins, because Bitcoin has liquidity, which means that if they want to twap in and twap out, they can do that without taking any type of real size or cut on their overall capital. I'm going to call it TWAP, whatever.
Twap.
Twap.
Twap and pay.
Twap and pay, man.
That will never change, man. Ever. Never, ever.
I still like the way Wabi says parabola.
Yeah.
Parabola.
Parabola.
I love that when he says that.
I don't know, man. Look at the dollar. Look at the euro. I ain't buying it.
What are they doing?
Euro's nuking. Dollar's going up. It's aping. What else is there? Like,
somebody said, "What do you guys think? How low can it go?" I mean, I don't. You have to tell us what you're looking at. What you want us to. We can evaluate anything. I can tell you, Bitcoin. I think the low end is like 19.9, somewhere there, 19.8, for me. But like, that's as low as I think it can go right now. But altcoins, I don't see a bottom in a lot of these, man. I just don't.
I don't either. If Bitcoin pukes even at all, these altcoins are going to they're going to probably kickstart like downtrends. So
new lows.
Yeah, which makes me bearish. Even if a Bitcoin rally is going to ultimately be bullish, I would like to see some of these altcoins have a little bit more favorable looking market structures for a squeeze.
There you go. That's exactly it. You need liquidity to start to flow, and you need higher inflows. We just don't have the inflows right now to support altcoins. Yeah. We don't have the inflows right now to support NFTs. And I'm just being real about that, right? But here's the thing I would do, and this is what I am doing. I'm taking some stabs in the dark with stink bids. I think it makes sense to take stink bids. It means that I'm taking very small, minuscule amounts of capital and trying to bid way under price on things. And trying to get them for that, because I think like there are floors of liquidity that won't be touched in certain NFT projects and so on and so forth, just because everybody will be so wrecked they can't sell. And I'm going below those prices and trying to come in and place bids in case those people that are so fearful they want out, right? I'm giving them that out, but I'm going to capitalize on it in the next bull. Now, granted, I have to deal with the drawdown, but at the same time, my drawdown is significantly less because I'm cutting way below floor price.
Oh, God.
I don't even think people know that about NFTs, Tommy.
Squeeze here.
What specifically that you can put
That you
bids
can
down?
underbid by a ton.
Yeah.
By a ton on these assets, and people will take them. I
Oh,
literally
yeah. Yeah. When people capitulate NFTs, they fire sale NFTs.
I'll give you an example. I got an NFT that I sold last bull run for $30,000. Right? I got it for $35 the other day. Same one. Different person. Same one. $35. So like this is where we're at in the market. This is where we're at in the market. I bought it back for $35.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. What do you guys say? Y'all about ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we are going to wrap things up. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. I feel as though Bitcoin and, equities have, I'm going to say it again, they've set the stage for a very volatile September. We just kind of got to see some follow through, whether that is, the continued squeezing of these bears, or whether this is going to U-turn and we're going to start a pretty gnarly long squeeze from here. TBD, but we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Just a reminder, if you guys enjoyed the content, want a more intimate look at how we're viewing the markets, you can access some of our premium content, the Discord link in the description of this YouTube video, as well as the link tree of our Twitter bio. But hopefully we can get Evan on tomorrow. I don't know where he was at today.
Dude, I can't believe Evan didn't show up today, man. He said he was going to show up. I'm hurt.
We wanted to get him on.
Do you guys think he's shy?
I think he's shy, man.
He might be.
I think he's shy. He said in the comments, he's like, I've never done anything like this before, especially not in front of like 40 or 50 people. But
yeah,
I get it, man. I get it. It's, it's different. If you're not used to it, it's definitely intimidating, but we'll see if we can get him on.
We'll get him on. We'll get
that comment. Get that last
Evan,
comment.
if you watched today, but you weren't commenting, no pressure, man. You don't have to come on if you don't want to, man. It was all supposed to be fun. So no pressure, man. We love you in the comments either way.
Check out that last comment.
I know. I see it.
But
right.
Yeah, guys, that's all from us. We appreciate y'all for being here. We will be back tomorrow, of course. Make sure you tune in for Market Talk later this afternoon. Thanks, guys.